Hello friends, my name is Caleb Beavers with Space Age Slacklines, and today I'm going to show you how to tie into the SATURN leash ring. The SATURN is a thimble style leash ring which differs from normal leash rings because you tie the knot around the outside with a self-tightening knot. It's important to use the correct recommended rope diameter for the SATURN ring, which is 1/2 inch or 12.5 millimeters. This is the diameter of a typical climbing rope threaded through tubular webbing. Notice how additional sleeving around the leash causes the leash not to fit in the SATURN ring, and therefore it is not recommended. The recommended knot for the SATURN ring is the barrel knot, also sometimes known as a triple fisherman's or a stopper knot. To tie the knot, you're going to want to give yourself a decent amount of tail, probably about 2 feet. And you're going to take that tail, after you wrap around the leash ring, you're going to take that tail and you're going to wrap around both strands 3 times back towards the ring. So you'll wrap once, twice, and 3 times. Now here, you pass the tail underneath and through all the loops that you just created. This is what the barrel knot should look like. Here's a close-up of the barrel knot. Once you do the 3 wraps, you take the tail and pass underneath and through that initial loop. This essentially creates a triple overhand around the main tension part of the leash. So once you have the knot tied, go ahead and cinch it down by pulling on all strands and pulling on the knot and making sure it sets well. Now you can see that the knot slides up and down the main tension part of the leash. So now wrap it around the leash ring and pull the tension side of the leash until the knot is sucked up into the ring. Just by hand tightening, it is already not falling off. You want to give it an extra tug on all strands and make sure it's sucked down on the leash really nicely. You can then pull on it again and suck it down, and it is very solid and it won't fall off. So now whenever you take the first whip, the leash itself will tighten around the ring. It's important to have at least 6 inches of tail coming out of the barrel knot just to be safe. It's important that while the knot is setting and during the first few whips, that you keep the tail of the barrel knot free floating. This will allow the knot to have full freedom to cinch down onto the ring. For example, if you tried to tie another stopper knot with that tail, it could get caught on that stopper knot and not allow the barrel knot to cinch down onto the ring. Same could happen if you tape it. So it's best to leave that free floating, at least until the knot is completely set. After continued use of the SATURN ring in a leash, the barrel knot and the leash are likely going to become so tight around the leash ring that you won't be able to undo it. This is a good thing because that ensures that the leash will never pop off unless you cut the leash off. We recommend retiring the leash after 3 years of hard use. This is what the finished barrel knot on the SATURN ring should look like. One of the ways you absolutely should not tie into the Saturn ring is with a figure 8, like so, even if you think you can get it really tight. No matter how tight you think you can get it, as soon as you load that figure 8, it's going to stretch away from the ring and create a lot of slack, which has possibility to come off, and you don't want that. That's why we only recommend a self-tightening knot. Furthermore, you do not want to tie into the Saturn ring like a typical leash ring. This is not how the Saturn ring was designed, and we do not recommend this method.